Hey, friendlies, how's up? I'm trying one more time to do a little live stream here. It's a little complex because the daughter unit is watching a little Netflix, so I may buffer, I may drop out. I tried a couple more times using my phone, and because it's an old loaner phone, it's a 5S, YouTube kept crashing on me. So, trying it from the laptopage. I'm going to just, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I was going to be putting away dishes while I talk to you guys, but it's making the lighting mess up. Salut Simon, comment va? Ça fait longtemps. Hey there, Jonathan, how's it going? So I've been out of town for quite a while. Well, not quite a while. A couple of weeks, a few weeks. As I sort of said before I left, where I was going in Alberta, I did sort of a mini Alberta tour with my band. Not really a tour. We played like a civic band shell in Lacombe one day. Then the next day, we did like a house concert in Ponoka. And then we hauled our cookies to Abraham Lake, where the East Coast Kitchen Party, which is a Celtic music festival, was going on. We played 3 sets there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And hey, Andy in the house. Yeah, outdoor. I'm not using my phone this time because I'm using an old loaner phone. The YouTube app keeps crashing it. Yeah, Jonathan, this is going to be a short live stream just to sort of touch base and let everyone know that I'm still alive, you know? So yeah, we did that in Alberta. Now up in, I didn't have time before we got to the festival, and though I did have time at the festival, there's no signal there. The Wi-Fi is terrible, and there's no cell signal at all. As you guys know, I had some technical difficulties while I was out there. This has been a really weird trip for tech issues. Simone has no sound. Is everyone else can hear me, right? Because I've got blinkies. I got blinkies going across the bottom of the screen. Well, obviously someone can hear me because Jonathan's answering my. Yeah, here's the thing, Jonathan. What I wanted to do was shoot the weekend at the festival, but I started shooting and the camera wasn't working. Oh, so Jonathan, yeah, okay, you saw that video, so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's with Canon. The starting charge on that was $320 because that's sort of their baseline charge is $260 Canadian. And then if that doesn't cover the repairs, they call you and they say, okay, this needs more work. It's going to cost you more. Last time I did this, it was $600. So it's with them. So I didn't get a band video done for you guys. A couple of years ago, I did put up a band video from that festival. I realized that in the video where I was talking about how my camera gave up, I mean, it sounded like I had like nothing from 2 years ago. What I didn't have from 2 years ago was I wanted to do a second video. We did a spectacular hike because the Rockies, man, and we discovered this gorgeous, just like this gorge, and nothing worked. Feel lucky with Alberta. Anyway, so this time the camera conked out on me and the mic. But I contacted Rode, and Rode got back to me and said, try this, and now the mic is working, which is great. And my stepmother lent me her Canon camera, her Rebel T4i, which allowed me to shoot something while I was in Penticton. Because after the festival, we hauled our cookies back to Calgary, where I spent the night at my fiddler's place. We had some scotch, some fabulous scotch. I bought a really expensive bottle of scotch at the Kensington Wine Market. And if you spend a certain amount or more on a bottle from the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, it comes with a membership. So I've got a year's membership of the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society. So I will most likely be buying some very expensive scotch over the next year. But yeah, so that's that. The ADD is in for repairs, and it will eventually be back. I still have the T4i with me because my stepmom gave it to me because she never uses it. She knew that I would. So now I've got a backup camera for the next time the ADD conks out on me. You know, it's frustrating when stuff like that happens because in previous years it wouldn't have been a big deal because my phone didn't conk out on me the day before flying, so I would just use my phone. Because on my phone, the one that died, that's a 4K camera, right? And I'm getting pretty good at sort of okay, I think I'm pretty well centered. But this time, this doesn't have enough space on it to shoot anything longer than that little video I shot for you guys from Alberta. And look, it's stressful when your tech dies on you because it's never cheap to repair, and it always means you can't do something you wanted to do, Anyways, so that's that. But yes, Jonathan, I would like to put up. I really wanted to put up a band video from this trip. Sorry about that. They may call us back next year, in which case I will hope for the best and get new band video out. So yeah, so after the night we stayed in Calgary, I flew out the next noon and met my girls had flown to Penticton to meet me there, visit my dad for about 9 days. My dad and his wife, and that was fabulous. It's really nice there. It's so arid. It's essentially a desert. Oh, Simon, your old phone needs to be retired too. Don't buy yet because I guarantee you Apple is about to bring out new phones. So just wait. I'm thinking maybe end of September, early October, they'll announce their new phones. And then either you spend a ridiculous amount on whatever their fancy new one is, or the current top of the crop will drop down in price, which means that the previous one will drop down in price too. Oh, they announced it. Okay, because we only landed at 10 to 8 this morning, so this is my first online experience of the day. Okay. So there's going to be new phones announced. The thing that moves an iPhone into my house is always the camera and the available space. I always want, which means, by the way, that I always end up buying sort of a phone that's more expensive than I can really justify, especially now that Apple prices these things like they're luxury items. Ridiculous. It's stupid. Pisses me off. September 10th. Okay. I'll be looking forward to that. And I know you guys know that I'm all about getting remonetized and selling T-shirts and everything, but now I'm on paternity leave. Well, I'm on parental leave for the rest of the year. So now I can't really afford to make anything. So I kind of don't buy my T-shirts, don't buy the water bottles, don't join my Patreon because everything I make here I have to pay back to the government because we have funded parental leave in Quebec, well, in Canada actually. But it sort of works like unemployment insurance. So if you make any money on a given week, you have to return that on the check that they give you for that week. So don't help me out for the rest of the year, guys. Okay. Jonathan, man, I am convinced we're going to get. Well, I'm not convinced. I believe we may get a 3-camera phone. I think that probably won't be that much different from the XR and the XS. I would like the XS. I was very, very. Is it XS? X? What the hell's it called? It's the Mac. It's the iPhone XS. Just goes to show you how up I am on these things. Hold on, let me just double check it. Sorry. iPhone XR, yes, and iPhone XS. The S because the better camera. What I would like, what would make me like to sell my sister and buy a phone tomorrow is if both of these were 4K cameras. That would be fabulous because then I could use either side and it wouldn't matter, you know? The XR was a very nice phone, Simone, but I think that the straight up 10 had a better screen than the because the 10R is supposed to be the affordable of the new phones. It's pretty expensive for an affordable phone, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, I didn't really want to bore you guys with a bunch of tech stuff, but I just wanted to say that, you know, I was gone, I am now back, and I'm greatly looking forward to getting back on the horse in terms of the sorry, I'm putting on some socks because the floor is cold here. In terms of the live streaming, and I just wanted to know how everyone's been doing. You know, $50 a week or something. Okay, I didn't know that. So everyone go and patronize me then. But yeah, so I don't know. I missed you guys. I wanted to know how things were going. If Rob, aren't you supposed to be at work? Robin Lamond in the house, guys. He fed my fish and birds while we were gone, and I gave him free run of the workshop and stuff like that. Yeah, and Rob, I was just telling you guys, hi, I'm back. I've been away, but I'm looking forward to getting back on track, and I missed you guys, and how's everyone doing, you know, stuff like that. Yeah, good cover camera repairs, good. Yeah, Robin fed my fish to the birds. So, oh, Simone, you just want to buy it outright? Still, wait to see what Apple's new phones are. Because I think, Simone, you're like me, right? You're sort of stuck in the Apple eco. What the hell is it? Environment, ecosphere, whatever it is, whatever that is. When like you're in their system, so you know if you start swapping pieces out for like an LG or something, it doesn't quite work as well. Ecosystem, that's what I'm looking for. Thank you, Mr. Lemon. And as I was leaving, my dad and his wife have one of those little free libraries. Do you guys have them in your communities? Here in Montreal, the boroughs control them. And they're those old sort of free newspaper boxes. You know, you can drop in books if you don't want them anymore or take books when you do. So my dad built one and stuck it on his front fence. See? And I found this in there when we were leaving. So I was like, somebody's getting rid of this? Yoink! Because this is one of my favorite authors. Rob, I think you and I have talked about him, eh? Love this guy's work. Funny one, Rob. Yeah, Simone. No, I've read this one before a long time ago, but I don't have any of the rest of the series. So it's too bad I didn't find like book 2, right? Yeah, Jonathan, the thing is, you know, like I could jump out of the ecosystem with my computer because I Hackintoshed it this time. But I don't like Apple the company, but I like the way their operating systems work. I like the smooth experience, you know, across the board. Oh, Rob's got both. Okay. So if I see you soon, yeah, sure thing. Bring them by. Just don't bring them to my desk because I ain't gonna be there till January. While we were in my dad's place in Penticton, Clemence started crawling. Went from taking 2 steps to like, so we've had to put up some fences around those little gates here. It's funny. Rob, I'll borrow that too. You guys will notice that I'm not drinking a beer right now because it's not my usual planned planned evening, live streaming evening. And I think Canoe Hound Adventures, he was off the whole time I was gone too, wasn't he? Did anyone see any streaming from him over the past 3 weeks? Because I knew he was going away for a week at least, but I wasn't sure how long it was going to be. So I knew that my first week of being gone, he was going to be gone too. Oh, one thing I wanted to get back to. Signal from up at Abraham Lake was terrible. Couldn't even call the family. I had to go and stand over the office and use Wi-Fi to FaceTime them. And the Wi-Fi just kept dropping. So I couldn't live stream from there. And in Penticton, because my parents don't have unlimited, I kind of didn't want to go dragging on their bandwidth. Also, their bandwidth isn't very fast, so there would have been a lot of buffering. I tried to do a little private live stream the second week just to see, but it just wasn't working. Although now I just realized that maybe it was the device I was using, because when I was trying to live stream earlier, this thing kept crashing. So I don't know, maybe if I'd used their computer or something, it would have worked. I don't know. Too late. But yeah, so does anyone know if Canoe Hound, if Dennis over at Canoe Hound Adventures was live streaming this past week or two? I just saw his unboxing. Like, I'm just sort of, I don't know if I'll ever catch up with all the YouTubes I missed while I was gone, but I did see that he unboxed a flashlight, a torch, recently. So I'm looking forward to seeing his full-on review of that. Although I have an EDC flashlight now, so, you know. Funny thing happened while I was, I shot a little hike video in Penticton, and on the borrowed camera, it's like a little 8 gig card in there. I usually have a 32 gig card in my camera, so it was full. So I'm hiking back down the mountain, and I'm trying to, that's the thing. They're pricey plans. So I'm going down the side of the mountain, like, I should probably empty off some of this just in case, you know. So I'm looking for, okay, was this clip a dud, you know, a blooper, okay, erase kind of thing. And I hear just, and like right next to me, a mule deer and her fawn go by. Just, you know, that bound they do where it's all 4 at the same time. And I'm just like, fuck, you know, if I had my 32 gig card and I just went, whoa, you know, because they were fat, they were close. It's just like, well, this sucks. Okay, you know. Jonathan, oh, you got the Samsung Galaxy. Thing is, you know, I think that Samsung makes nice phones. I think LG makes really nice phones. I still don't like Android, because even, I've said this to Rob before. Rob's heard this a million times. But even like a really nice treatment, the underpinnings of Android just aren't quite as smooth as what I'm used to, you know? There are some things about Android that I like better in terms of the look and feel, but, you know. At one point, my dad and I took Camille out on a bike ride on the Kettle Valley Railroad. It used to be a railroad, like a track, but it's been torn up and made into part of the, what are they calling the Trans-Canada Trail now? Is it the Grand Trail, the Great Trail, something like that? Stupid new name. Yeah, Rob, I hear you. Anyways, I think everyone here is Canadian, right? Is Outdoor Dauber still here? In case there's someone here who's not a Kanakistani, there's a trail or a network of trails, hiking, biking, whatever, that go from coast to coast to coast. It used to be called the Trans-Canada Trail. For some reason, I don't know why, they changed the name to the Great Trail or the Grand Trail or something. I don't know why the hell they did that. But the KVR forms part of that. Part of it's just like a paved bike path, an asphalt bike path, but a lot of it through there, a lot of it is gravel, and it's a very slight uphill with a couple of real humdingers, And Jonathan, generally, it's a year behind on software updates. Really, I didn't know that. Like, I didn't know it was that far. So Camille's only been on a bike 3 times this year because it's been a really busy summer. And we're biking along, and she's not as easy on her bike as she was last year, because last year she was on it all the time, But like, we came up to a pretty steep slope, and Camille was like, "I'm gonna walk it down. I'm gonna walk it down." So I said, "Well, I'm biking down it. I'll see you at the bottom." So I'm biking down, and I hear from behind me, "Daddy, go faster." And so I go fast, and I hear "woo," which is so obviously she just she'd gotten her wind or something. Went swimmingly, turned around. On the way back on one of these steep inclines, she took a really nasty spill, and Grandma had to come and pick her up in the auto. And my dad and I had to finish the bike ride home because we couldn't fit all the bikes in the car, But she's bounced back. She's in a good mood. She really hurt herself bad. Like, Camille's tough. Okay, she cries easily for emotional pain, but for physical pain, if you're seeing tears, it's because it really freaking hurts. She's really good at either, like, you see her go flipping backwards off of something, feet up in the air, crash, and then you just sort of see a hand, "I'm okay," or she'll be like, "Oh," like the time she got her thumb slammed in the car door. No tears, but man, she was really, and like, even for the rest of the day, she'd be doing something, and she'd, "Yeah, this really hurts, Daddy," So she was pretty banged up. But that's the danger of being on a bike on a very steep incline when you've only been on a bike 3 times in the year. But yeah, I can't wait to replace this. Whenever I download an app, it's like, "The latest version of this app doesn't work with this phone. Would you like to download the latest compatible version?" And so I'm reconnecting with all these historical versions of apps that I've been using for years. It's really good looking though. Like, this was probably the first of the colorful Apple phones. And the black and white looks really mint. Really nice. Slow though, it's a 5S. So in fact, that's the version before mine, because the one that died was the SE. Hold on. So check this out, right? So, no, my phone dies the day before I leave. Okay, the way it dies is you start it up and you get the Apple start screen, and then it goes black. Apple start screen, black. Supposed to be very easy to fix. Was not. Phone is bricked. 7 days before, the missus' cell phone died in the exact same way. That really pisses me off, because that's both of us having to buy new phones. We're both using loaner phones. And that means whenever Apple, launches their new phones, because then we'll either get those or see what comes down, we're both both replacing our phones. That is irritating massively. Thunk you, Apple. Yeah, Rob, I'm with you. I think that the C versions are the unsung heroes, because I mean, even though I always go for the higher end phone, the C or the current version is the R series. It's always the better value for your money. It's always a better buy, you know. Yeah, new champagne fountain. Well, they had to pay for that new mothership or whatever they call their campus. No, that's unacceptable. Oh yeah, Robin, you had a phone bricked by an iOS update, didn't you? I think that Robin should just get a flip phone. Flip phoneage. But yeah, so there's been a lot of failing iPhones with me and mine lately. Look, I'm not gonna rage quit the iPhone and buy an LG or something over it, because I also have friends whose Androids are bricking on them. So it's just I'm tired of technology treating us this way. You know, Netflix is too hard to watch on a flip phone. That is an excellent point. That is a very good point. But I'm tired of. The thing is, as consumers, we have a lot of power. We have a massive amount of power, but we just never harness it. Because if consumers on the whole got together and said, right to repair, planned obsolescence is BS, build it to last, and voted with our wallets. Here's the thing: see that fridge right there? Boom. That's going to fail on us probably in 2 or 3 years, because the people around us, their stuff seems to last maybe 8 at the outside. Every now and again, one of them stretches to 10, but a lot of stuff fails at around 5 or 6 years. That was a $3,000 fridge. The fridge I had before that lasted me for 23 years. If you're going to build appliances that last maybe a quarter as long, charge me a quarter of the price, because I'm not getting value for money just because that fridge has that, this water and ice maker. I don't give a crap about that. I care about a fridge that'll last me forever, because that's a lot of landfill. Even after someone picks through it, does a, la scrap. I don't have no idea what they call that in English. Guys who come through the metal and stuff. That's a lot of landfill there. I wish that as consumers we could get our crap together and make these companies make good stuff again. Why do you think I love old hand tools and axes and stuff so much? Because I respect that kind of workmanship, Hamza, hello mon ami. But Robin, the fact that we're dependent on these phones means that we have this weight behind it. If we say build them to last, we're using up all that whatever cadmium or whatever's going into them. Recycling them is toxic, and they have to work for us. Or kind of what Simone is saying, open source it. Like, if someone should come along and open source a fridge design and a stove design, maybe even this thing here, this UT. What's an UT called in English? A hood? Like, someone should open source. What the hell was that? The Civilization Starter Kit? Was that what it was called? Simo's going to know what I'm talking about. There was a guy who, hey, Creative Redundance, hey, how's it going? I think it was called the Civilization Starter Kit. Hold on. I'm just going to see. This guy or this group of guys, what they did was they came up with a modular system for everything from a farm tractor to like a combine or a whatever, to like anything you would need. If civilization fell tomorrow and there were no computers, I think, what's his name? Jabowski? I'm looking this up. Hold on. Oh, well, there's a TED Talk. That might be it. Hold on. Because this might be very, very interesting. Product ecology. Fabrication master. Tractor design, soil pulverizer, power cube. I think that's a, this kind of thing, man. We should just, someone should do this for everything. Oh, Simone's beating me to it. I think that something like that is where we should really be. Yeah, someone can do that for everything in the household. Game changer, right? Depending on how big a geek you have to be to use this, the toolkit, right? If you need to be an engineer to do this, you're never going to reach as many people as if you can get some, like, you know, the Sears house. You guys remember when Sears sold houses? Right? You flip through the Sears catalog. This is before my time, but man, there's an entire neighborhood of Sears houses in Calgary, the name of which escapes me. But hey, Alain, comment ça va? The thing about the Sears house was you would pick the model of house out of a catalog, and it would arrive in a train car. Everything already cut to size. So you could build this house in a week. Because you didn't have to measure, you didn't have to, it was just like take board A, insert tab B into slot C on board B kind of thing. Like the instructions were laid out. You needed a hammer, you needed some nails, you may need a saw, but the whole thing was that you didn't have to cut anything. You just built your house. That was successful because you didn't need to be a carpenter to do it. Anyone could get 3 friends together and build a house like that. Something like the Civilization Starter Kit or Toolkit or whatever, it's got to be that dead easy. A modular frickin' phone. Make me an open source modular phone. Battery's dead? Click. It doesn't have to be, well, this is not a thin phone. It doesn't have to be as thin as the phones these days. I don't mind that. It can be this exact shape, right? Camera, pop out, stick it in. When you want 4K on both sides, click, click. I don't care if it's $100 per camera. Screen's cracked, who cares? Click, throw a new one in. Make me a modular phone. I think Google made a modular phone, but I don't know if they ever sold it. You know? Do what PCs do, maybe. You know, you can build your own PC like I did, like Robin does whenever he wants to upgrade it, you know. Make them completely modular. Sell me a case and sell me pieces made to a standard to fit inside. I would never have to buy a whole new phone again. I could just upgrade the parts as I want them, you know. New case to make it look a little swish. I don't care if it's bigger than the current iPhone or LG or Samsung foldable thing. Who cares? You know? Big John here. Hey, have I seen you before? Maybe not, because this isn't my usual streaming time. Yes, I had a fabulous time out west, despite the camera stress and the vast money flying out of my pocket to fix it. Interchangeable or replaceable parts, creative redundancy, those are the magic words. On stuff like this right here, this fridge, stuff like that. That cooktop there, it's got some issues. It's off warranty, so we're just letting it happen. Next to me down here is a dishwasher. It's a Bosch. So there's a specific part on almost all Bosch washers that if it goes, you have to buy a new washer. If I'd known that before we spent our money on this thing, no freaking way. No freaking way. I want everything to be replaceable. I want to stop replacing entire appliances, creating that much landfill if something on that fridge goes and it's too expensive to fix, you know? All right, see you later, Jonathan. I'll see you. I'm going to get back onto the Tuesdays, you know? No, Simo, none of this stuff, I was about to use a bad word, none of this stuff should be that hard to make modular. It should be dead easy. The problem is that it is more fiscally attractive to a company to make you buy a new fridge than to make the whatever compressor or whatever a user serviceable part. That's where it happens, right? It's my baggage claim from this morning's from the Red Eye home from British Columbia. Nice one, Robin. Creative redundancy, yeah, exactly. That is true, but I'm not allowed to have a fire pit in my neighborhood. There's a ban on that kind of stuff here. So it's kind of a no-win situation for me. But you know, it's just so wasteful. So wasteful. You know, those of us who spend our time doing bushcraft stuff, where being in nature is one of the joys of life. The idea of digging up more and more of nature's resources, more and more of its bounty, because we can't build a fridge to last more than 6 years. It starts to really sort of stick in your craw, as they used to say, and I have no idea what it means, but you know what I'm saying. It bugs me. Bugs me greatly. Oh. Wait, used an old washer to make a small private hydroelectric turbine? Interesting. That I would love to know more about. Open source machine tools. Interesting. The question about something like this, though, is always going to be about the cost. You know, but I'm going to check this out. So I'm going to take a much closer look at that. Chicken pluckers? How do you make a chicken plucker out of an old washer? Yeah, I like the whole free cycling movement too. Yeah, it's a really good solution. It's very good. Well, it's 20 to 5, and I got to finish unpacking. So I guess I'm going to let you guys go. But I'm hoping to be back on the old weekly schedule on Tuesday. And I might, because I'm not at work now, I might be able to throw in little mini live streams every now and again. Obviously, not from the phone because it keeps crashing my YouTube. But I'll try to, if I can, I might throw up a shorty. Oh wait. Yeah. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. And I will speak to y'all, hopefully, on Tuesday night. Thanks a lot. See you guys later. Click.